Okay, so has the Christian life been a bed of roses though? Like, have you always been a Catholic? You never went through any struggles or doubts, or never had any
No, no
failures, or what?
struggles. No, it's been easy. No, I'm kidding. No. Yeah, I came back around like fully to the faith a year ago, like for the to the Catholic faith. Um, I was not raised Christian or anything like that. It was very secular for me. Um, Culturally, kind of, sort of. Like I was baptized as an infant, so that grace helped me, I think, but wasn't raised Christian. I ended up finding faith later on through like New Age, Buddhism, witchcraft, Hindu, all the Eastern spiritualities, except Orthodoxy, because that's a better Eastern spirituality. But I was doing everything of that. Very in the world. I love to go out. I love the clubs. I love the parties. I loved all of that. But it wasn't fulfilling that hole in my heart, the way it wasn't helping me. So I ended up going to like I was just trying to look for depth. I couldn't deal with like the surface level stuff anymore. I was like, this isn't it. I don't like this. So I was looking for all this self-help stuff. I was reading all the self-help books. I would spend hours on the beach every day reading like all these like 48 laws of power, all those stuff, like Dale Carnegie, all that, like I don't know, the whole thing. And now obviously it's not good because we should be reading Proverbs and Psalms and not that. But yeah, so I had a few experiences. Like I had certain friendships that just didn't work out. I was constantly like disappointed in my friendships. Then I also had like certain people in my life that just didn't treat me right, and then that pushed me closer to my faith. And yeah, and I just met Jesus honestly on the beach. I met Jesus at the beach. I met him through two strangers that came up to me at the right time and asked to pray for me. And it felt like an answered prayer that they just came up to me. And I think they were Mormons, so maybe that wasn't that answered, but but yeah. So I was really lucky, and then eventually I just had Jesus put more godly people in my life, and I came fully back. And then I had my encounters with the Eucharist. I would be at adoration for a long, long time, bawling my eyes out because I couldn't receive him yet. Um, and then and then eventually through like Catholic clubs and stuff, I asked all the questions. I asked, oh, do we worship Mary? Why the saints? Like all the whole thing. And yeah, and then I came back, and now I've been with it for like the past year and a half fully. So yeah.
Well, God works in mysterious ways there. I can tell, and I like how the way you put it. I met Jesus on the beach, because Jesus can be seen through people, right? I mean, he works through people, and sometimes he works through the most maybe unthinkable people too. So that's beautiful. So what did you feel there? I mean, would you say you experienced the love of Jesus, or like what happened there? What happened to you, I guess?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, I definitely experienced the love of Jesus. I mean, uh, it's so unexplainable. That's why my favorite Bible verse is 1 Corinthians 13 4 through 7, because it talks about what love is. And I feel in the world we have so many disordered ways of loving, and that, oh, okay, if this person likes me, I'm loved. Or we like determine our value based off of course, what others think and stuff, and how we're presenting ourselves, all that. And Jesus just sees us like the most ugly. Like you can be hideous in front of him and he still loves you. And that was just something hard for me to accept, because for a long time I was performing. I like the whole club things I was doing, that wasn't really me. I was just, I was confused. I was being tempted by the world, and the judgment you get later on from coming to faith. Um, it's like people think you're acting now, but it's no, you just didn't see me. Like, and it's a lot. You get a lot of backlash, but no, I definitely feel Jesus's love. He's my spouse, so we're good.
Now that if you will, you came back to the faith. You wasn't like you said you were baptized, but you really didn't maybe practice Catholicism as you should, and you had this fallback, if you will. But then you came back to Christ, and you've lived happily ever after, I guess, for a year now. I talked to a Protestant the other day, and with Jake Marquette actually. We talked about the Protestant Reformation, how the Protestants have lived depressed ever after. But so okay, Jesus obviously did something in your life, and that's amazing. Um, but obviously, the Christian life is not like an easy life. It's a life of denying yourself and picking up your cross, and problems and sufferings and all those things just doesn't go away once we follow Christ, right? Like He doesn't take those things out of our way. So I want to ask you, like, has there been challenges still that you've had to overcome in your walk with Christ? And if so, how did you overcome these things?
Yeah. That's such a good question. Wow, that's like two parts. Okay, so how did I? Okay, so definitely. I mean, when I came back to Jesus, he like wooed me like to the max. Like you know how he said he woos his bride. He he absolutely like swept me off his my feet. I was in love, you know, like fully. Like you can tell like when you get all goo goo gaga when you're in love with someone. That's how I was. I mean, still am, but was more in the beginning. It was like a whole honeymoon stage. Um, and I felt so loved, so loved. I believed the whole prosperity stuff, like my life is prospering right now because of this, you know. But then you can fall into the problem where you like kind of treat Jesus as like a self-improvement project thing. And you're like, oh my goodness, my life didn't improve so much. But like, exactly, your life is not going to improve when you're nice to all the people that hate you because they're just going to use you, you know? So definitely. But I think, um, when you like learn yourself and like learn your boundaries and learn what you can and can't tolerate, like if you and actually read like proverbs and don't just fall into like foolish stuff, I feel like it prevents like half the problems from even happening. So yeah. Yeah.
And any advice for people who maybe are going through things here in the comment section? I'm trying to keep an eye on the comment section, and people, by the way, if you have any questions to Sofia, you can ask them, and I will bring them up here to Sofia. But I do see that there's some people in the chat there who are obviously going through some difficulties or something. I'm not sure, but what can you say to someone who's maybe come back to Jesus and but now they feel like, well, this really didn't turn out the way I thought it would. I thought that all the problems would just disappear and we could just sing kumbaya and be happy forever after. Like what's such a person, what should such a person do, right?
Mhm. It definitely depends. I mean, I think something what people don't do is process their feelings. I feel like we all rush to be over things when you don't need to be. There's no timeline for your feelings. Um, I'd say like, what are you hurt about? You know, like if you're kid, you don't, you're people. For me at least, I'm not sad for no reason. You know, like there's always a reason, and we're either running from that or we're not listening to God because of like, oh, what's up? You know, like we go to work, we do all these things, but you don't sit down on a hill and just think, what's wrong? Why am I sad? And that's where God meets you. That's where God met me. And now every single time, whenever I have like a challenge like that, I just sit with him on a hill and I figure it out. But no, honestly, I think like all my, yeah, we numb too often, someone said. Yeah, I think uh, going to adoration is the number one, I think, honestly. I mean, I'm also do Eastern Catholic stuff because I love the Greek Catholics, and they don't have adoration, but it's something that for me, it really changed my life. Being in front of the Blessed Sacrament, 100%. Uh, and yeah, I feel like it's a time where you can like be in love with him and you're not distracted. I mean, you can be distracted. I get distracted, but I feel like a lot of times we're so formal with Jesus, you don't just like get to the point, you know? Like what are you thinking about? He knows. And I feel like if you like just fix all those things that you're carrying, all the baggage you're carrying, and you just sit down and process it, talk to him about it, uh, talk to friends about it, trusted counsel, not the friends that are just gonna say, "You've always been right, girl. Keep doing you," you know? Especially the ones that just don't want the best for you. Like honestly, grandmas are great. Like if I would always tell like go talk to grandmas. They don't want to hurt you. I mean, not all grandmas are wise, but go talk to older women. because they have a lot to say, you know? They have a lot to say. Okay, I've been talking now, so what do you think?
No, that's good. That's good. Someone asked you, and I want to ask this question later on because I want to bring up Claire, the sister who tragically she was unalived in an earthquake in what was it, Spain or something, right?
Ecuador.
Um, and you have a deep love and respect for her. So I want to ask you about her later on, and then I want to ask you about if you're planning on becoming a nun or something, because that's what someone asked in the comment section. But I will let them suffer for a few more minutes before we bring that up. So just be patient here now. Um, someone asked, what do you do when you doubt God? I don't know if you've ever had any doubts, but maybe you can speak about that for a few minutes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I've had so many doubts. What do I do when honestly, I just look to St. Thomas Aquinas. I'm like, just shut up. This is like the demons talking in your head. He exists. Like, and I've had so many experiences with him in my life, and I've heard his voice, like Jesus's voice before. Um, like not vocally, but or not audibly, but like so much in my heart and stuff that yes, I doubt, but there's been so many times, like the mere chance you're even on this earth, like just go outside and look at like a tree and tell me that there's no one that created that, you know, and the same, like just go look at the birds, you know, your heavenly Father feeds them. So yeah, I mean, I do doubt God, but then the second I doubt him, I'm like, don't be stupid, like use your noggin, like go look at the five proofs for God, and then I'm back to health. So
In what areas has Jesus given you peace? And why are you so happy, by the way? Everybody says you're so happy. It's
uh,
quite refreshing, actually. I'm personally, yeah, I'm happy, but like I'm a pessimist, right? I'm not optimistic about things. I'm like always kind of on the verge of depression.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm
and
so
and
sorry.
people ask me, what's the key to happiness? Well, I say just be slightly depressed and don't expect anything. And so when good things happen, you just be like, oh, wonderful. You'll
Mhm.
always have this happy surprise, you know. But you seem to be happy all the time, and so I wonder how has Jesus given you that joy and that peace, and in what areas, have you changed? I guess.
That means so much. Thank you. Um, that's a good. I don't know. I think it's just my heart is wide open. I cry often, so like the amount you see me smile, I'm crying the same amount. Not really. That's not a great thing to say, but no, I just feel my feelings. That's what it is. I know that's so cringe. Feel your feelings, but no, I feel my feelings. I don't suppress. So yeah, I mean, I think I've always been upbeat. I think that's just my personality type. And honestly, I'm not always happy. You know, like I have my bad days. I have my girly days where I'm so sassy, and I just yeah. Uh, but no, I honestly, I think it's like it's just my personality type. Like even before Jesus, I was always like that. Obviously, for years I was weighed down because I didn't know how to deal with my problems. So maybe that's when I was more upset. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't always like very extroverted and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah.
All right then. I will talk a little bit about Catholicism.
Yeah.
Um, would you say that experience on the beach, would that be the moment where Christ became more personal to you and you became a more devout Catholic, or were there other things that played a role in this?
Well, um, honestly, it was when I read the Gospels for the first time that really touched me. I was reading them in a really, really hard time in my life, and it was the first time where I was like, I heard so many people tell me about what they think Jesus is. Like, okay, Jesus is God. He died for you on the cross. Next, okay, what else? Give me more. Like, okay, I'm just picturing some guy on a cross right now. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I don't get him. I don't know him. He lived 2,000 years ago, you know? Like, thanks, I guess. Like, it wasn't a call to action, you know? It was just like, that's why I feel that a lot of the people that preach the gospel, they don't actually give you a call to action. Um, and that's why I love Jonathan Rumi from The Chosen, because you can feel Jesus through him a lot, I think. Um, what is it? Wait, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Wait, can you repeat the question? I kind of forgot what you said.
Yeah, so you were going to talk about like what drew you to become more of a devout Catholic, like what made you take your faith seriously, and maybe even like why Catholicism, right? I know that you were born and raised Catholic, although you maybe didn't practice your faith, but just what was the moment, I guess, that drew you to pursue a more serious faith?
Okay. Okay, so there's emotional sides, and then there's the intellectual side. For me, emotionally, it was after I read the Gospels and I went to Mass. So there was this time, I think, from like summer. So I couldn't have the Eucharist, let's say, for 6 months because I was baptized, but I guess I didn't know that I could have the Eucharist yet. And for that 6 months, it's like I felt like it felt like waiting for marriage. Like I felt like this longing for Jesus that I've never felt. I was crying every day because I couldn't receive him. And but I was spending so much time in adoration, like adoring him, and I was still like kind of confused. I was like, is this really his body? Like, what is going on here? Um, but yeah, but in that time I kind of changed, and then I started, this is really cringe, but I started to get into like Discord group chats and stuff. So I like read all the church history, not all of it. I don't know like every council, but I of course I looked into like all 7 ecumenical councils we have with the Orthodox. Um, I was reading Ignatius of Antioch. I was reading like Polycarp, Paul, like all that stuff. I was reading the early church fathers, and I was like, oh my goodness, like the early church is Catholic, you know, because I was spending a little bit of time in the Protestant churches because that's just all I knew. I didn't understand church history, and then yeah, and then I got questioned, and you know the whole like just leading with the pride, like I'm Catholic, I know better than you, and it's like it's not those humble Catholics, it's those prideful, arrogant Catholics that are just on Discord, that just don't represent the faith well, and I'm like, why are you arguing with me? Like, uh, you know, it's like why can't you just be normal? Like no one acts like this. That's the same thing with me with the Orthodox. Like personally, I have Orthodox friends. I love the Orthodox. I discerned Orthodoxy. Um, like I still go to Orthodox churches all the time, but I would never show hatred just because they don't believe in the filioque and they aren't submitted to the Pope. Like, okay, I understand. I want to be, but I'm not going to force them because they read a different early church father and that church father disagrees with you. Like, okay, you know, like I just in that case I'm more lenient, but yeah, so yeah, yeah.
Yeah, online discussion can be brutal, and like you said, a lot of apologists and debaters up there. They really don't care about living a life that reflects Christ. They just want to be right and fight about everything, and that's very tiresome. Um, okay, you read the Church Fathers. Favorite saints?
I mean, Claire's my favorite, but she's not a saint yet, but she's my favorite. But yeah, I have favorites. I used to have certain ones, but now looking back, they've changed. Obviously, the Holy Family is number one. Then, out of respect, I have to say all the apostles, like Mary Magdalene as well. But probably my favorites are Thomas Aquinas and Augustine. So Thomas Aquinas and Augustine. So uh, if I would have to choose between those two, and then Claire is number one, but she's not a saint yet. So
When do you think she will become a canonized saint, or will she?
uh, I hope. I hope. Yeah. I like her so much because she feels like me, you know? Like, I watch her documentary and it's like I'm watching myself, you know? Because I was crazy, like, party. I was crazy. Like, I was doing the same thing she was. And that's why I feel like I recognize her spirit. But yeah, but then, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah, she. I mean, I don't know. I know about her, and actually, the reason why I know about her is because of you. I read her life story.
let's go.
I
Let's
watched a
go.
few. I watched a few videos of her, and I mean, she's sitting there with the kids in Spain or wherever she is, playing the guitar, just running wild as a nun, just laughing, just like oozing joy. Um, and yeah, yeah. She was. she was in the film industry or something before. I think she had an offer to join Nickelodeon or something, and she turned that down. Had an experience of Christ and became a nun, and then the rest is history. She's a very interesting person. So maybe tell us a little bit about her. Why do you love her so much, and how has she impacted you, the way that you live your life?
Yeah. Actually, I have some cool things. I have some rocks from her grave right here. So, because I was just in Derry, this week, to visit her grave. So, and then I went to a procession and I met her biological sister. So it was a whole thing. I was bawling. I was like so happy. Uh, so this past week has been the week for me. So, oh wait, last week because it's Sunday today. But oh wait, is this? Oh, sorry,
So
it's
wait
Saturday.
1 second.
Yeah,
Did you fly to Ireland for that event?
yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I fly for what I love, you know. So, um, yeah, what was it? Yeah, I mean, some people contacted me from. They told me that there was going to be a procession there, and yeah, and then I was like, I'm like in Derry. That's where Claire's from. So I'm like, yeah, I'll come. And then yeah, so that the rest is history. I went. So yeah, Claire. When I first watched her documentary, a friend sent it to me. I don't know why. Maybe she thought me and her are gonna get along or something. Um, and we did, you know. So I watched her story, and at the time, I was discerning religious life. Like I was coming out of discerning religious life, but I did, and yeah, I don't know. She just touched me in such a way because the whole Nickelodeon thing, I wanted to do that as well as a kid. Like, I wanted to be on Nickelodeon more than anything. She likes the same ice creams I like. She has the same poses in every single picture that I have. She is in the same place as I am. And it makes a lot of sense because for me, I don't feel like a lot of people understand my cultural aspects. Like, they don't get, oh, that I'm from Hungary, I'm from Florida, I'm from Brazil. And with her, she's been to all three of those places. I mean, no, she hasn't been to Hungary, but she's been in Ireland, kind of gave me the same vibe. She was been to Florida, in Jacksonville. I was in South Florida, same kind of vibe. And then she went to Ecuador, which I feel like no one gets that either because I'm Brazilian. And I just felt like, wow, like a culturally rich person that loves Jesus, that talks exactly like me. Is to me, she's like the most beautiful nun ever. I know it's not all about that, but I love. Um, and I don't know, and obviously it's not like anything bad. Like for me, it's just I see her as an older sister. I see her as like a model to live the faith. Like I feel like whenever I like skew a little bit, I just look at Claire and then I'm like, okay, go to mass, go to adoration, sing as loud as you can to Our Lady. And yeah, and like I love what she says is that whenever something's happening, she's like, Our Lady's got it under control. So I really love that. I really love that. And I love it. I love her mentality. I love her all or nothing. Because I want to be that way as well. I want to be, it's like all Jesus or it's not anything. So yeah, so that's why I love her. Yeah.
Yeah, from what I can tell, watching videos about her and things like that, she seemed to be have been a hoot. I like the your profile. Do you still have the profile picture of her going?
Oh, that one. I changed it, but maybe I can put it back. I should put it back. I should put it back.
She's gonna look a little bit sneaky, like she got, she's about to burst out laughing or something. So what did she do in these places?
Um, and oh, I mean, she was for me, I love children. So she was a teacher, and that means a lot to me because I've always wanted to be around kids with that. Um, she she helped the poor. She was constantly doing like the most uncomfortable things. Like in Ecuador, she was helping because a few days before she died, she was helping out during like a massive flood. Like I was seeing like her whole habit is soaked, it's dirty. She's telling all the kids or not the kids, but other sisters, she's encouraging them to like go back out there. It doesn't matter how dirty it is. We have to fundraise for this like really poor school in the community. And for me that means so much because in Brazil I've seen the favelas. I've seen how sad it is. I've seen how the kids live there. And it touches my heart, you know, because not everyone's as lucky as me. Not everyone gets to have my life. Not anybody gets to just be like I'm so grateful. I'm so lucky that I'm not a child that's poor in the favela, right? So for me, that means a lot because she's like living out one of my dreams, which would be to help those children. And she does it in such a graceful way where she's bringing in Catholicism, she's bringing in Jesus, she's bringing in and she's not pressuring anybody. She's just the teacher. Like, you don't have to love her, but she makes the education fun. She speaks to the kids, which means a lot to me because I want to be able to speak to my kids that way in the future. In this way where it's like not like, oh my goodness, I'm this like alpha adult, listen to me, but like you can lower yourself. Like if you like speak to kids, like if you're gonna reprimand them, you have to make eye contact with them, you have to get on their level. And I feel like she does that so elegantly, where she gets on their level and she just is playful with them, and she's sweet with them, and she's not do this, do that, but she like one thing she did is that she would play guitar for 30 minutes before any class lecture started, so it would like calm the kids' brain down, and then for the rest of the class everyone was listening. So I really like that it's not, because a lot of people wouldn't think to do that, like, oh my goodness, let me play with them for 30 minutes before to just let them calm down. And yeah, people don't assess people's emotional states before. Yeah, so.
I want to ask you how Sophia is, how Clare has kind of taught you in a way what it looks like to follow Jesus. Before I ask that, and remind me, because I have a memory as of a goldfish, but I want to ask you this question that they asked in the comment section before I forget it. Are you planning on becoming a nun? I know that you said that you're going to study theology. Is that something that you're planning on or have ever considered maybe?
In the past, yes, but now, no. Yeah, so now I'm not, definitely not. But yeah, I mean, I'm open to anything Jesus wants of me. It's not, for me, I don't have it in a cut and cold way. So yeah, but I am dating someone right now, so definitely discerning marriage. But yeah, so I'll see where that goes, and yeah, so.
Well, it's not too late. It's not too late. I have a sister who follows me, and she got a bigger following than I do, and she comments on my videos quite frequently. I sent her a text message though, ask her like, "Can I do an interview with you?" And she never responded. So I'm like, I want to talk to a nun, but I don't know if they are allowed to. I'm not sure.
They definitely are.
They are? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Maybe she just read it and forgot to respond. Like, I didn't want to press her because I don't know if it's like a thing. If you're a monk or a nun, you actually can't like go live with heathens like me on TikTok. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So what has Clare taught you when it comes to like what it looks like to follow Jesus? And how do you try to what does it mean to you to follow Jesus, and what does that look like?
What does it mean to me? I mean, with Clare, I feel like I don't think, this might sound weird, but I don't think Clare has taught me anything in the way of, like, I constantly have to look to her to be my guide to Jesus. That's like, I feel more like Mary's role. For me, like, I look to Mary to bring me to Jesus. Clare, for me, it's just like a friend because I feel like I've had so many failed friendships that just don't happen, or don't, like, people, I don't know. So maybe in a way, like, I just feel like, oh, okay, this person would be humble enough to be a good friend, So yeah, but for me, following Jesus, I mean, it's everything. I definitely have back and forth slides because I try to, like, I have a hard time like bringing in all of me to Jesus. I mean, no, of course he sees all of me, but I just feel like I had such a different old life where I never thought of Jesus. Like, I went months without thinking about him. He was never on my mind, and now it's like he's always on my mind. And now it's like I forgot everything else I used to do, but I want to bring the things I used to do back to myself because they weren't necessarily secular things I was doing. It was just who I was. And yeah, so I want to be more healthy in my faith, and not only be so cut and cold that you have to be this way if you're religious, you have to do this and this. Like, there's so much diversity, and that's why I love the different expressions of the Catholic faith. And all the different rites, and yeah, so
What do you find most beautiful or meaningful about the Catholic faith?
that's so good. The charisms, that might be weird, but I love all the, I mean, I don't know if the Protestants know what a charism is. It's just like the different expressions of the faith, like for example, like the different religious orders, like the Dominicans, the Franciscans, the Carmelites, whatever you want to, whoever else you want to say, like all of that really impacts me because I feel like I adjust to all of them, or I could go to all of them. Personally, for me, I'll always like Franciscans more, but I feel like you can just really see yourself in these different things. And then I feel like the whole, like being Byzantine, I mean, I'm not Byzantine Catholic, but I spend a lot of time with Byzantine Catholics. You also see that, and the way that they worship God, and it's different. It's like the Orthodox, and then you go to Orthodoxy, and I'm just like, oh, finally, someone I have my icons with, you know. So yeah.
Okay, we have a poll up here. I don't know if you can see it, but I think I have a moderator here in the chat somewhere who put a poll together. So you can go and click on that poll and tell us if you're Catholic, Orthodox, or Protestant. Right now, it's 100% Catholic in here. So,
Really? Are you serious?
yeah, so
Wow.
it'd be interesting to see who's watching. So if you don't mind, you can just click that thing there, and you can vote and let us know if you're Protestant or Orthodox. If you're Anglican, you're Protestant. You're not Catholic. I know that you want to think that you're Catholic, but you're Protestant. So you can just click Protestant if you're Anglican. All right. Okay. You mentioned adoration like 10 minutes ago.
Mhm.
How important is that to you, and how does that affect your connection with Christ? And then maybe we can talk about other things that is meaningful to you.
Adoration, I love adoration. I mean, um, yeah, that's a hard thing because it's so spiritual to talk about. Yeah, I love it so much. I feel like I really love Teresa of Calcutta, which is like you have to be in front of the Eucharist. And for the past like 2 months, I was having a really hard time getting myself to adoration every day. I don't know, like I was traveling so much. Some like traumatic things have happened to me last month, and I just kind of, I didn't lose my faith or anything. It was just I didn't want to go sit with Jesus. I was mad. I was pissed. Like so I was like I didn't want to face him literally, right? So so but I ended up just be a big girl, Sophia, and go see your dad, you know? So that helped, but before that I was going a lot. I was trying to be in front of the Eucharist as much as I could. I would go in the morning, then I'd miss him in the afternoon, and I'd be like, I have to see you at night too, and then I would be there all the time. Like sometimes I'd be there like 5 hours, 6 hours. Like, I loved it. And then I'd go outside and I prayed the Stations of the Cross, and then I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm in so much pain right now. And it was great, but it definitely sanctified me. So yeah, but to me it means a lot because you should, if you want to see your spouse, you don't just like, you know, you go see them. You don't make the excuses. And to me, honestly, the mass is more important than sitting in adoration. Like I think it's always quality over quantity. Like I think Jesus spending 30 minutes with me being fully present in front of him with the tabernacle, in front of the tabernacle, that's more important. Or even like what Orthodox saints are like so in love with is talking about tears. I've always seen that they're constantly talking about the tears and how much like Jesus loves tears of repentance. So he gets a lot of those from me, I think, hopefully. So sometimes that's even more worthy than you needing to go sit for an hour, like, or 2 hours or 5 hours. Like he sees he sees the stage of life you're in at the moment. He's not like, you didn't do this now, you know, he understands. He knows every little thing about you. So yeah.
I just have to say, address the comment section here. I just there's someone who grew up with me on the small island I grew up in Sweden. So I'm just shocked to see him in here. And then someone else joined here who's been following me for a while. I met him at the gym, and he's like, "Are you the no guy?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess." And he's like, "Yeah, well, and we had a great conversation. It turns out that he actually goes to an Eastern Orthodox church like 45 minutes away from me. And I know his priest, so we're going to go to church together one of these days. So it's just good to see everybody here in the chat, you know. Thanks for all the love. Please give Sofia a follow.
Oh,
It will brighten your day. And so, yeah, tap the screens also. And again, I'll remind you, if you have any questions to Sofia, yeah, the no guy, yeah, I'm the no guy. So ask questions to Sofia, and I can bring them up to her as well here if I find any good questions. Okay, we're talking about the Eucharist, Christ's presence
wait,
in the Eucharist.
why do they call you the no guy? I'm not in on the joke. I don't understand.
Well, I'm just saying the no, yes, I'm doing these skits,
Oh, yeah, true, true. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, so he
yeah.
was on the treadmill. He's like, "Are you the no guy?" I was like, "Yeah."
Okay, yeah, now I remember. You used to do those video. I don't know if that was you with like touring churches. I remember then you'd be like, no. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I do tour. Okay, here's the poll: 59% Catholic, 14% Orthodox, and 27% Protestant. All right, okay. Well, that's okay, I guess. So, repost this and invite your Orthodox friends, I guess. Let's get more Orthodox in here. That's a shame. Um, shall I ask a follow-up question on the Eucharist, maybe? How do you feel like the presence of Christ in the Eucharist has shaped your daily life? You touched on that a little bit, but you can um, continue on that, and then I'll ask a follow-up question.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. I feel bad for anybody that doesn't get to experience him every day. I go to daily mass, so for me, I mean, there's some days maybe I don't go, but like I try to go every day. Like very much. It's like you have time, you know, like it's 30 minutes out of your day. It's not some, oh my goodness, like it's a lot of the times I think it's overwhelming because if people only go on Sunday, they don't realize that weekday mass is only 30. I think like my fastest probably was like 36 minutes is a mass. So it's really not that crazy. And for me, that's more important than having an hour in adoration. Like just go to mass, receive the Eucharist. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's extremely important. I'm going crazy without it. So yeah, but it means so much. Like to be like for me, like the best part of my entire day is kneeling to receive the Eucharist. And having my veil on and to be like really reverent, to be locked in, right? So be locked in. Uh and yeah, and I mean, I never would have thought I'm over here kneeling in front of a priest to receive the Eucharist. Like it's weird to me. I don't know why I would do that, but now it's just something. It's like he's a king, right? Like I should be like putting my knees through the soil to or like the floor. Like my knees should be like literally broken of how much I want to kneel. That's why I love prostration so much. I love the Orthodox because they do so many prostrations, especially during Lent. They're like, and like if you're doing like a hardcore one, then you're like pressing your brain through the floor. And I'm always impressed, and that's why I really love the Athonite fathers. I love Mount Athos spirituality because they're so reverent. Tell me, they sleep 3 hours a day, and every day they're waking up from 3 to 11 to have these long 7 hour liturgies, and then they bask in the sea and they just eat their fishes, and that's it. And then they don't talk to their family for years, and they're just that locked in on prayer. Like that is you're floating literally. Like yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Christ is King, one who deserves respect. You mentioned the Eastern Orthodox Church. I remember the first time I went to an Orthodox service during Lent, and you say, yeah, they do a lot of prostrations, like they do head to the floor, right? They cross themselves and then just boom, head to the floor. You could hear it echo every time everybody went down, just boom, and then they did a boom. It's like I was just thinking, like, are they Muslim or like what are they, right? But no, that's Christians have prayed like that before there were any Muslims. But be that as it may, what has helped you most on your journey with Christ? I mean, obviously God is our ultimate helper, but are there books, prayer practices, or what? Right? What has helped you keep your faith strong? I guess.
That's a good question. Honestly, the lives of saints, obviously, like the lives of the saints. I love young saints a lot because it's easy to relate to them. I mean, not really, but like relate because we're both young and we're both striving for like holiness. So that and that's a good. I don't know. I'm a very visual learner, so I love to contemplate like sacred art. For me, sacred art always has helped like by a million. I don't think that's why I feel like when I'm back in Florida, I have a I have a different relationship with God because I'm not spending as much time contemplating art because it's just not a big thing. Like after the Reformation, they burnt so many things. Like after those ecumenical councils with iconoclasm and all that, they destroyed all of it, and it's just so sad because it's like so rare to find a good icon from the Byzantine Empire from like because it fell like by Constantinople, so it's like so hard. Like I remember I was in what was it? It was in because I love to go to art galleries. So I was in like London Art Gallery and I saw that they had an icon of the Virgin Mary. It was like the typical this kind of icon. And it was from the 14th century and our 15th century. I was like, wow, they saved this from the Constantinople stuff. So they saved this from being burned and all that. And for me, it touches my heart so much because to me, I need it. I need this to like understand God, and it's words. It's like you write icons. It's not just a picture. It's not just something like it's so sacred to me. So that helped. A lot of I don't know. A lot of prayer cards have helped me. There's a specific prayer card that I have to get back into that whenever I read those, that particular prayer card, I felt so much closer to Jesus. I have to find it. It was at my parish, and I was just like, wow, they left this here. This is like the best prayer I've ever seen, So that understanding the Sacred Heart for sure, and the Immaculate Heart, and the Most Chaste Heart, because I feel like all of like it's the whole. If your eye is healthy, your body will be healthy, right? So what are you watching? What are you consuming? Don't tell me, oh, I have a bad relationship with God, but you're watching like the worst horror movies every single night. Like, like that's just like, okay, now I wanted to like, what's it? Not horror movies, but not, I don't know. Just don't watch bad things. But yeah, I mean, but at the same time, be included in the culture because it's kind of fun to be all things to all people. I know, like, I don't have a thing against horror movies. It's just be careful, because I feel like a lot of the times we can get wrapped up and yeah, and just, I mean, everybody knows their own triggers. For me, yeah. So yeah, definitely that.
So, someone asked, what's your thoughts on Saint Therese of Lisieux?
Oh, our girl. Yeah, I love her. She's great. I had a mixed relationship with her in the beginning. I kind of thought she was annoying at first, but then she started sending me roses, and then she grew on me because there was a relic of her at my parish back in Florida, and she just didn't leave me alone. She was constantly following me everywhere. My friends were bringing her up. One of my friends, that was her favorite saint, so it was inevitable that I had to like her. Like I for a long time I didn't want to tell her I don't like Saint Therese, but eventually she loved her so much that I started to like her, and then I don't love her, but I like her a lot. So yeah.
Okay. You mentioned the Sacred Heart. To a Protestant, like what's that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a mystery. I mean, I don't know. But for me, it's just this. Actually, I have him in a pillow format right here. Everyone. He's right here. I couldn't explain the Sacred Heart. Maybe a better person someone better is better for the task. But for me, it's this kind of love that it just loves so hard with no limits at all. And like everything is surrender. Everything is sacrifice. You hold nothing back. And I feel like that's what love kind of is that you hold nothing back of yourself. You give all of it. And of course, at the same time, guard your heart. It's not okay, Sacred Heart, everybody, but I've just had that so many times where you open your heart with like Sacred Heart novenas and stuff. And it's like your life has changed because a lot of times I would pray those and I would like my heart would feel on fire just like that. And that's when I started to realize, wow, there really is a Sacred Heart, and there's like a lot of people like the Sacred Heart like appeared to. So that's also, it means a lot to me. So.
Okay, you mentioned art is a huge thing for you. It's a visualizer. It helps you to connect with Christ. It's obviously going to church as well, seeing the stained glass windows and the iconography that helps you tremendously. But I want to ask you about the church as a whole, which is not merely a building. It's the church is a body of Christ, like it's a community of believers. Um, so how important is that, right? What does church mean to you to be able to have good, like-minded people who can help you? And how important is that? And how does that shape the way that you follow Jesus, if that makes sense? Going to church, I mean, or being a part of um, a community of believers.
Hmm. Um, well, honestly, I'm probably not the person you want at your parish because I leave all the parishes. I'm never at one because I travel so much. So, uh, I mean, I'm a part of the community here, and the priest was asking me today. He's like, "Where have you been?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I was at Claire's grave and all this stuff." But then he got kind of reassured. He's like, "Okay, you're not drifting from the faith. Good, like a good spiritual father." Because he was worried. He's like, "Why aren't you coming to mass? Like, what's going on?" But because I didn't let him know that I'm on a trip. Because sometimes you forget. You don't think that they care that much, but then they do, and it's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I left you hanging. Like, I didn't think you cared." Um, so yeah, back in Florida was also good, but that wasn't really like a close knit family. Um, like a lot of it for me isn't because I don't know. I have a hard time interacting, not really interact, but like deeply interacting with people sometimes because I don't know. People just don't meet you where you are, and I don't know. So I get overwhelmed sometimes with like, just because I've been asked so many times because my life has been so weirdly, chaotically everywhere that people just ask me the same questions over and over and over again. And it's like with people that I know don't truly care and they're just asking, like just to ask sometimes at these parishes, it gets under my skin. But some people are great in that kind of environment, just the kind of people that you tell your life story to, but then you're never going to see them again. For me, I can't do that. It's hard because I'm just like, am I going to meet these people again? Like, am I going to see them again? And then they know these parts of me and they're just wandering around with that information. And I get, so I think it's important. Don't be alone. But at the same time, don't trust your community. Like, I'm sorry, that's trust comes with time. Don't trust your community. And the church is not, it's about the saints. Like the saints should be your friend. It's not oh, okay, like this person at my church bullied me, therefore Catholicism is wrong. Let's skip, or let's not go to mass. Like it's not about that. You're going for the Eucharist, and when you're going for the Eucharist, literally the church can be bombed. You can have a flood. Your pastor, I don't know what he does. Don't do anything bad. I know the Catholic Church has a bad rep with that, but yeah, no, just that's why I love Clare. Like, if anything, or any saint like that, or why I love Carlo Acutis, or why I love literally anybody. Then like, okay, these people are not getting it, but it's because maybe they're like a Pharisee. Who knows? So yeah.
Beautiful. I'm going to, for the people in the comments, I'm going to bring up a Reformed pastor here in just maybe 7 minutes or so. We're going to talk about penal substitutionary atonement theory. So stay on for that discussion. But I do want to ask you some final questions here, Sofia, and thank you again for your time. What you've said here is beautiful. Let me just remind the people I think you can click the box here and then you can get an option to follow Sofia. Again, she will brighten your day. I want to ask you this question. For the person who's watching this live, and they are kind of new in their faith and they want to pursue Christianity, they want to have a more deep relationship with Christ, but they don't know how to do so, right? What can you say to such a person? If you can just guide that person to take that extra step and to pursue Christ with all their heart.
I mean, thanks. Yeah, I mean, definitely, I would say, like, are they already, like, there's a big difference between somebody, like, telling how to follow someone like Christ if they're atheist and they don't believe at all. Because a lot of times they say they don't believe, but it's not a logical problem, it's a heart problem. Like, if there's God, why is there suffering? They just don't understand that their suffering is going to be transmuted, and they don't know how to take that first step towards Christ. But yeah, I mean, for me, a lot of the time when I wasn't able to pray, I would just listen to like the cringy Protestant music, and it helps you. And a lot of the time, I feel like it's hard to connect with God when you're not going through something really deeply struggling. Like that's the best time. Like people can be like, oh, okay, I'm having the worst time. God doesn't exist. Like I'm in a hole, but that's the best time to find Him, right? So it's never too late. It's never maybe a little later. No, like it's now. So yeah, I mean, I like this is kind of repetitive, but just read the Gospels. Like that's like you'll hear Jesus through it literally. Like those are His words. Those are His holy words, you know. And like the new and they'll just read the Bible, I guess. And yeah, and then go to Mass once you can. Go to I don't know, go to OCIA. Like if you can't receive the Eucharist, like get on that. Don't wait till 10 years down the line. You know, like I personally need that in my spiritual life. And yeah, and I don't know, that's kind of weird, but just think about the saints all day. It's not just a passing thought, like they should be on your mind all the time, for me at least, but that's what probably keeps me in a joyful state, is that I'm constantly thinking about scripture, I'm constantly thinking about Jesus, I'm constantly thinking about the saints, how to be a saint, and then with that, like all the worries of your life kind of just dissipate, and it's like, oh, okay, nothing matters, it's just this. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we got the Catholic haters in the comment section here saying that Pope he blesses Schmay marriage. No, he never did that. He told people to bless one another. That is not to say that marriage in and of itself is blessed. You know, the Lord and Savior of our lives, Jesus Christ, He said, "Bless your enemies." So, so what's wrong with blessing people, right? You can bless, if you can bless your enemies, you can bless people. You speak well over people. That is not the same as condoning the lifestyle. So the person who's telling people to Google how the Pope is blessing Schmay things, you haven't Googled competently, so please respectful in the comment section or I'll mute you. All right, what deepens your love for Jesus, Sofia?
What deepens my love? The crucifix. The crucifix. Anyone that knows me, I love the crucifix. I have a great one right over there. It's right next to my bed. Maybe I can show you if anyone's curious about it. Yeah, I think also, I mean, for me, watching The Passion of Christ, that really helped me throughout Lent. Like I remember, I was fasting during Lent, and like I was watching the Passion of Christ, and I was praying the whole I was doing exactly what Peter and I was trying to be a disciple, right? I was trying not to fall asleep.
You're gonna have to show us the crucifix. People are going insane in the comments, and then you can continue.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I think it's pretty worth the hype. Hold on. Oh wait, actually, I like the more more graphic depictions, like the bloodier ones, but I like this one too. Yeah. Yeah, very beautiful. I should put him here, but yeah. Oh, I love him. Okay, I'll put him on like right next to us. Yeah. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Okay, what strengthens my love? Yeah, I mean, I think watching The Chosen as well really helps, because it's so human. I love all those scenes where Jesus says, like, my favorite character in The Chosen is Matthew, because he's really awkward, and he's like ADHD, and he's autistic, and he's like really good, and he's like just a fan favorite, you know? So for me, just seeing myself in Matthew, and seeing myself in like Mary Magdalene, that helps as well. Sorry, I got stuck in a pillowcase. Yeah, and then House of David, yeah. So I haven't watched it, but people keep telling me to watch it. And yeah, and what strengthens my love? Yeah, I don't know, just consistency. Consistency strengthens your love. You don't just, like, it takes time, you know. And now I've been like it's weird, because it's like, oh, okay, you've been in a relationship with Jesus for this long, but it's like you just keep getting to know Him, you keep falling in love, and it's like, yeah, that's what it is.
Amazing, Sofia. I'll ask you one more question, then I'm gonna bring up the Reformed pastor here. Before we do that, remind people again, please follow Sofia. And then once you've answered that question, I'm just going to say thank you so much and bring up the Reformed pastor, so don't feel like I'm just, quickly moving on to the next thing. I've appreciated everything that you've said. Thank you for your time. and we love you very much. But this is a big question, so feel free to take some time if you need to. But what is God like to you?
Oh wow. Nice. Okay. Um okay. Uh what is God like? Okay. I mean, God, okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll say like how the Holy Trinity for me is like, and then I'll say what like I mean Jesus is, but like for me, my personal just with Jesus. Um I'd say the Holy Trinity is very protective, um, very like on guard and on watch, um, very disciplined, very like like keeping you safe, But I mean, Jesus is Holy Trinity, but just for me personally. And then Jesus for me, it's like he's very gentle, he's very soft, he's very compassionate, um, he's very soft spoken, I think, with me. Very soft spoken. He never is harsh with me ever, unless I'm doing something wrong. But I mean, I haven't been in mortal sin that way for him to have to be like harsh with me. When I was in mortal sin, he was definitely harsh with me, but like just stop. But yeah, now it's very peaceful, very peaceful. Someone just said Jesus is not soft. Yes, he is. He's soft hearted. Like, come on. So yeah, I mean,
Jesus has a tender heart. He's kind.
yeah.
When you say he's soft, people they just think that, oh, okay, so you mean that he's weak? No, that's not what it like. He's compassionate, kind, slow to anger. He's humble, right? Like, try to follow what you say. I'm sorry, Sophia.
No, of course. And Jesus like treats women so well. Like for me, that's a great thing. Like I love how he is with the women at the well. I love how he does with the women caught in adultery. I love all of it. And it's like he doesn't single you out. He doesn't talk down to you. There's no ego, there's no pride in it. He sees all of you and he just wants you to love him back. And it's not yeah, and it's just it hurts that somebody like that loves me like that is on a cross dying for me, like that's what I think the whole Christian life is that this person that wants the absolute best for me like all the time is dying naked, hanging like blood completely, like almost dying from thirst and hunger, hasn't slept all night, was just abused in Caiaphas's house, I mean, there's some mystical visions, I'm not sure if that, but by other sisters, where it was like, I don't know, it was like the 14 sorrows or something sorrows of Jesus Christ. And there's like certain things where he was like pushed down the well. They pushed him down the stairs in Caiaphas's house, and like people that toured Caiaphas's house saw that there were stairs there and all that stuff, and just how they described him and how they like really didn't do him well. Oh, sorry, he's here. Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, but thank you so much. I had a great interview. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Jesus is, as you said here, Matthew 11:29. I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls.
Amen. Yeah.
All right. Well, show Sophia some love here. I'm going to bring you down to the comment section.
Of course.
But make sure that you follow Sophia. And again, God bless you and thank you for coming up.